Hello gang, it's me, Mr. Lawless, and I wanted to talk to you about some really strange things that's going on here tonight in the Nevada caucuses. It would suggest massive vote fraud across the state. And this is just things that are leaking out tonight, and obviously I don't have any inside information, but it's pretty obvious what's going on. So we'll go over some stuff on the computer here, and anybody that's tuning in for the first time with me, just ignore the mask. This is going to be a serious video. I usually make political comedy videos, so it's just ignore the mask, don't be distracted. Alright, let's go to the information we got going on in the caucus. Alright, first thing, it looks like two of the candidates at the beginning of this thing were worried about vote fraud. That was Mitt Romney and Ron Paul. Both stood up and said, the way things are shaking out here, it kind of looks a little suspicious. Looks like there might be so two candidates have already said things don't look right. That was at the beginning of the Iowa caucuses, before things even started. And I'll put links to all these stories at the bottom of the page for you. And then here's a Los Angeles Times story, where basically a reporter was booted out of a caucus site, which is highly unusual. Basically the reporter, she's reported on all the caucuses in the past here in Nevada. She works for a newspaper. She's there to make sure things go transparent. The person running the caucus site said no reporters. Basically she said, look, I've covered these in the past. Then people started yelling that she was a spy. And basically they booted her out. Very unusual. Reporters are there to make sure things are transparent, there's no fraud. And for whatever reason they didn't want a reporter at their caucus site. So there's that step. Washoe County, this was really interesting. Some stuff going on in Washoe County. Basically, MSNBC at 8% had 298 votes for Mitt Romney. That's right here, 298 at 8% in Washoe County, which is pretty consistent across the board. Everybody was pretty much reporting the same thing, except, what was it, CNN? Let's see here. As you can see, Fox has got him at 298 votes at 8%. Politico has got Romney. Let's see, where is one? I believe it's this one. 298 votes. Mitt Romney, 298 votes at 8%. And we go over to CNN, and here's where the shenanigans start, and it's very obvious. Washoe County. 3% reporting, that's 5% reporting less than anywhere else, and we already have Mitt Romney at 1,500 votes. That's more votes combined than all the votes on the 8%. So supposedly CNN saying at 3%, Romney's at 1,500 votes, which is an impossibility, and it's a huge inconsistency of what everybody else was reporting. Very, very unusual. Now there's some other stuff going on here in the media that's very unusual as well. Here's a chart from MSNBC, and basically what they did, and highly unusual, is they gave Romney his own color here on the map, which is red, and everybody else, instead of getting their own color, got this little beige taupe looking color thing going on here. So basically, you can't tell who won which counties. Ron Paul actually won these two southern counties. Newt Gingrich won this one. But you wouldn't know because they've made them all the same color. The only person they gave their own color to was Mitt Romney. If you can see up here, this is Newt Gingrich, Ron Paul, Rick Santorum, all the same color. Mitt Romney has his own color. And that's across the counties. This is how MSNBC is reporting this. Very misleading, very unprofessional. So just more shenanigans from the media. And last but not least, some other things that are going on here. Here we go. And this is MSNBC as well. Esmeralda County, Ron Paul won. Okay, there's Ron Paul at 34%, 100% reporting in. Ron Paul won Esmeralda County. But who do they have in red? Mitt Romney, 33% in red, which would indicate that he won the county. Very strange, very inconsistent. This stuff is happening. This is just a little bit of the stuff. I obviously couldn't be everywhere and monitor all this stuff. We're just one person, two people if you count my producer that only has half a brain. And last but not least, I'll go ahead and talk to you guys real quick about one other thing that I found very disturbing. And us Ron Paul supporters are going to have to step things up. Mitt wins Nevada with friends and family. Now, the exit poll suggests that over 90% of Mormons voted for Mitt Romney in Nevada. You know, that's almost the same voting bloc that Obama has with black supporters. He has 95% support from black voters. And that's disturbing in itself, but I won't go into that right now. But basically, if you read this story here from Slate, and I'll put the information at the bottom, this caucus site here, they needed 4 people to volunteer to be delegates. And the only 4 people that would volunteer to be delegates were all Mormon. And the Ron Paul people, it mentions in the article, wouldn't become delegates because they said they just didn't have enough time, or I don't have enough resources. A lot of different reasons that they wouldn't be delegates. But this is very bad for Ron Paul. When Mormons are traveling from state to state and stepping up and becoming delegates left and right for Mitt Romney, and yet there's nobody stepping up to be delegates for Ron Paul. Now, Ron Paul did get a lot of people to step forward. Ron Paul did get a lot of people to step forward in Iowa, which was a good thing. But here in Nevada, we're slipping a little bit. Ron Paul people, if you want Ron Paul to win this thing, we've really got to step it up. We're going to have to start with the media's not doing their job. That means you're going to have to knock on neighbors. You're going to have to be bold. You're going to have to knock on neighbors' doors. And you're going to have to become a delegate. All these delegates are going to Mitt Romney, and that's bad, because that would mean even if Ron Paul would win, at the end of the day at the convention, they could decide that they wanted to throw their weight behind Romney and not Ron Paul. So become a delegate. I'll let you know if I see anything else. Lawless out.